Another aspect of emergency and crisis situations that I've seen and been involved in is it potentially is going to sound very simple, almost to the point of overstatement. But I think it's absolutely crucial at the risk of exaggeration. And that is the ability to separate fact from assumption. So, facts are things that are either true or not true, and we know them. And assumptions are beliefs that we have, and we have to develop assumptions. But more importantly, we need to question and challenge our assumptions and work on turning them either into facts or just doing away with them. And so, this is an important exercise, this is an important habit when we're engaging in dialogue, and especially about the things that matter. Um, the question is that a fact or is that an assumption? And it's not meant to be adversarial. It's not meant to be annoying or to be a stick in the mud. It's actually quite the opposite. It's meant to say, is that really the problem we're experiencing? I've seen this a number of times where we assumed that an assumption was indeed a fact, and we did not challenge it. And once we challenged it, we found that it really was no longer valid. To give you just an example of a recent one, and one that I'm experiencing right now, is this idea of moving to online education, that certain things about it just won't work. They won't be effective. And one of the things that we felt, or at least I felt, would not be effective in terms of an engaging method of higher education, which arguably higher education is all about, the level of engagement between the professor and the class as a whole, and the professor and each student individually. Um, this idea that we can't do that online. We can't do that through kind of a Zoom event or anything through the internet. The internet is like layers of saran wrap that we have to fight through, and it just isn't going to happen. Well, having gone into this online, on the fly method of instruction with higher education, I am finding that what I thought was fact to be more of an assumption and somewhat invalid. So, recently did a survey of my 4 sections of students, and not in an overwhelming statistical degree, but found more than a handful of students that felt that the quote Zoom sessions were the way to go to help them make sense out of this world of uncertainty. And I think even more crucial now than maybe before, they liked seeing each other on the screen, particularly during this time that we're at different levels of quarantine and physical distancing, and we're shut down as a conventional campus, as many, many, many others are. So, just to put it in straight terms, I never would have thought this would have been an effective means of education. But what I'm kind of finding out is that more than not, our community feels like it is, and it is an engaging method. So it's just a small example. The big takeaway is, particularly during times of crisis and emergency, we have to challenge our assumptions. We have to identify what an assumption is different from a fact, and we have to challenge those assumptions. Either make them invalid or turn them into facts, and we never stop there. If we're doing the right thing, we gather more assumptions for assessment, and we keep that cycle going. Thanks for watching.